Hey guys, I'm Jago and I'm ill again. Because when aren't I? But because of that, we're doing another installment in the series that I like to call Quick and Easy Video to Make While I'm Ill so that you guys all get content and we don't miss out on anything, and yeah, also known as Pokemon Infinite Fusion Spriting. Anyways, I'm not going to talk much in this video because I'm absolutely dying, I have like no energy. So voiceovers on each one is going to be brief, but regardless, I hope you guys can enjoy this. I just really like to get content out for you, I don't like to miss an upload, so no matter what, I'm always going to try to do something, and this series is my fallback when I need it. Anyways, let's get going. Hey guys, you know what time it is. Let's see what we're going to get. That is so cool. Oh my god. Of course we had the rule where I won't do any that already have a custom sprite, but that is so cool. There we go, it took a couple of clicks, but we finally have one that is not a custom sprite. Basically Hitmonlee, because it's Glalie and Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee. I don't know the fighting type Pokemon. But it's an auto-shown sprite, there is no custom sprite for it, so I guess that's going to be our first one. When it turns out my whole plan backfired, because I wanted quick and easy and I did not get quick and easy. The random fusion generator gave me some pretty difficult ones to do this time around, starting off with Hitmonlee and Glalie, a very difficult combination to do, and I wanted to come up with something that wasn't just Glalie with Hitmonlee colours. I don't like doing just recolours. So I edited the shape of the eyes a little bit, just to make them a bit more like Hitmonlee's eyes, a bit more of an almond shape. I removed Glalie's mouth, because Hitmonlee has no mouth, and I wanted to add Hitmonlee's limbs in there as well. I was going to add his arms in, but I realised that it kind of made it look a bit more like Mankey if I had the arms out, because Mankey is this round four-limbed creature, and so giving a round Glalie body, the legs and arms of Hitmonlee made it look like a Mankey fusion instead. So I decided to go only with the legs, and I thought having them come out of the two slits at the bottom of the body would work quite well. I have one that's curved and one kicking up, the same as the official Hitmonlee sprite. Also, the Glalie sprite that I'm using as a base here is an official Game Freak sprite. For those of you that don't remember, because it has been a while since I've done one of these series, Pokemon Infinite Fusion allows you to use bases in your spriting, and a base is basically something that you can use to sprite over the top of, or you can just like recolor or do whatever, and you can use that to make your sprite from. The artist will make bases, they will make custom bases that you are allowed to use with credit, and of course if I ever use a base by another artist, I will always credit them by name, but these two are Game Freak sprites, they're official ones. But we are allowed to do this, so don't come at me for tracing, okay? This is allowed. I found shading this one quite difficult because Glalie is a very big round body and it was hard to not make it look really flat, especially since I was removing the mouth, so there was a large plain area. In the end I referenced the shading on the Game Freak sprite while editing it a little bit myself, and based on feedback I did change the shading a little bit from after I finished the recording to the final product you're going to see, so it is a little bit different. And yeah, if the final sprite that I show you after the recording is different, it has like different parts to it, that's because anytime you want to submit your sprite to the game, you have to put it in a feedback forum so that you can get feedback for your sprite to make sure everything's okay, it's all, you know, cleaned up, it fits the guidelines, it fits the style, and you have no technical issues with it. So every sprite always has to run through feedback, and as a result there may be things that I've changed between the end of the recording and the final product. So you won't see me make those changes on the recording, but they will be in the final thing that I show at the end of each section. If that makes sense. I may be rambling a little bit right now. My brain isn't functioning properly currently. Alright, let's keep going. Our next one is Bellsprout. Oh my god, why is there a leaf coming out of its mouth? That's gonna be a really, really difficult one to do, but let's give it a go. The random fusion generator really did want me to suffer, didn't it? How on earth was I going to get Bellsprout and Dusclops to work together? Well, initially I thought the Autogen sprite was quite funny with the leaf coming out of the mouth, but then I had the idea to take it a step further. Dusclops has one big eye, and Bellsprout has a round mouth, so why not combine that together and have it so the eye is coming out the mouth? So that's what I mostly based it around, and I started sketching over the top of a Dusclops custom base. This custom base was made by Pink Yoshi 2350. So after doing some sketching, the idea slowly formed in my head. Having the whole body of Dusclops be the same colour as Bellsprout's head would look really weird. So I thought, why not make it so that the body of Dusclops is actually twisted branches and twigs to show the body of Bellsprout, because Bellsprout's body is just like a twig. So I thought I could make it like a twist of twigs and branches that have formed to make this body, also formed to make the hands and the fingers. It's going to be a really difficult thing to pull off, but it was a challenge and I thought, why not try? Stepping out of your comfort zone is a good way to learn anyway, so why not? Also, the sort of wavy bits that come out the back and the head, I made the leaves of Bellsprout. Had to add the leaves in there somewhere. Overall, it's kind of a spooky fusion in concept. To me, it's like a parasite has taken over this plant, which is Bellsprout, which has caused its body to overgrow into this big hunky body instead, and the eye of the parasite is protruding out of the mouth so it can see. That's sort of the idea and the concept I wanted for this fusion. The branches were really difficult to pull off though. I just had to keep myself really loose and sketchy with them at first, and just gradually build up the different shades and just try to make each one look 3D and, you know, stand out from each other while not looking too messy, because obviously I don't have much room in pixel art form. The hands were especially difficult because I wanted them to be the sort of long fingers to mimic Bellsprout's feet, I guess. You can see how it has these long protruding parts to have each like foot or toe, whatever, and I wanted to mimic that in the fingers, and it was quite hard to do, but I think I got somewhere in the end where it was readable. With that abomination out of the way, let's move on to the next one. Growlithe. So Growlithe and Chingling. Oh, this is giving me all the difficult ones today, isn't it? Oh my god, okay. Well, all I can say is let's give it a go, because these have all been really difficult. Please save me. Okay, at least our third and final sprite wasn't that difficult. I was expecting it to be more difficult than it was, but thankfully it really didn't take me long to do. It was quite a simple fusion in the end. Kind of just putting Growlithe's face and muzzle and eyes onto Chingling's body, and then just adding more Growlithe features while keeping the idea of Chingling in there as well. Both of these are also official Game Freak sprites that I'm using, but there is honestly not much to say about this one. It was one of those fusions where it was a bit more of a splice than anything else. Now, I'm personally not a fan of doing outright splicing where you just take the parts and Photoshop them together. together. I like to draw each part by hand, but in general it's a very simple way and it is just mashing each part of the Pokemon together. So I had Growlithe's eyes and nose and muzzle. I put Growlithe's ears on there, Growlithe's fur tapped on his head, but I also made sure to keep the little arms and legs of Chingling, and those ribbons that it has as well, I kept those just to make sure it's readable as Chingling still. But other than that, it was a really simple one to do. Shading was simple, the colouring was simple. Only thing I changed was I made a darker grey tone for the shading of the stripes rather than outright black that the official sprite uses, because that just gives more depth, and I had enough room to add another shade in there as well. Since each sprite has a maximum amount of colours you're allowed to use, I think it's like 32 colours, that's about it. But there's not many colours in this sprite, so I definitely had room to add another shade. Alright, that is 3 new Pokemon Infinite Fusion sprites made, and I'm about half dead right now. Seriously, I swear I've had like a lot of really easy ones to do throughout this series, and then the minute that I'm like feeling quite ill and tired, I've got no energy, the generator gives me some like really difficult ones to do. But you know what? I'm okay with that because they're actually quite fun to do as well. They're really fun to try and figure out the ideas for them and how they can mash together. But I hope you guys enjoyed my delusional rambling. I'm not with it, guys. I'm really not. Either way, here's the 3 sprites we made for this video. Let me know down below which one is your favourite, and maybe give me suggestions for what sprites to make. What Pokemon would you like to see fused? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this video is a little bit lacking in quality than normal. I just really wanted to get something out for you guys, regardless of how I feel. I just hate missing uploads, and I hate having you guys miss out on content that, you know, you subscribe to me for. But I'm glad I had this series to fall back onto when I need it, so we're all good there. So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, maybe leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. A huge shout out to my members. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting me. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. If you'd like to become a member to get some exclusive perks such as custom emojis, member-only videos, early access to videos, and behind the scenes and works in progresses, then click the join button down below. And I hope to see all you wonderful people in the next video, which will hopefully be much better than this one. Bye!